Malik, congrats on the win. Second
Sure.
straight night that you've come out and brought electricity off the bench. Specifically in that first half, 18 points. What was working for you?
Shots was falling, man. My three was falling. Um, that's really about it. The three was falling, and I just stuck with it. So, yeah.
We talked about your familiarity with this role off the bench as a secondary ball handler last night, but tonight saw the assist numbers jump back up to 8 assists for you. That's something you've been doing really well for this team over the years. What did you see with that? Just getting the opportunity to play, make a little bit more tonight.
When your shots falling, man, a lot of guys will run you off the line. So that's where my playmaking come in. So luckily, I was able to hit a few shots early, and they were running me off the line, and I was just making the right plays. Maxie and Deal do a great job at finishing down there. So yeah, kudos to them too.
Malik, you guys shot 17 to 26 from three as a group. How do you bottle that and do that more often?
That's a high percentage right there. Sheesh. If I go 7 for 9 all the time, we'll be all right. I think that's how we do it. Russ go 4 for 8. Zach go 3 for 4. We'll be all right. But yeah, it was just us moving the ball more, sharing it more, moving a little, going in the pace with our actions, and that just opened everything else up for us.
Malik, you guys.
Considering how things have been going, these last few games, it seemed like these last two games, usually like as soon as I get in there, I'm going to make one of the best difference that I have because you've been playing out of your mind these last couple of nights. Is that how it's been?
Definitely,
mentality?
yeah, definitely. Trying to come in and make an immediate impact, so I can stay on the court. So yeah, anyhow I do that, I'll be out there. So that's definitely been my focus.
Malik, tomorrow you guys will get a nice day off because of the back-to-back. On Wednesday, though, Mike Brown is back here.
Mike Brown.
Just what is it? What's the thought process on facing on your old coach?
I don't have no thought processes. I'm going to play golf tomorrow. Ask me Wednesday. Where? I ain't telling you. I wasn't gonna tell him.
Malik, obviously, they say, when shooters, make a few shots, the rim get a little, wider. How big was it looking out there for you tonight?
I ain't gonna lie. If I miss 10 shots, the rim still look big, bro. It's always big for me. I don't care if I'm 0 for 20 or 20 for 20, man. It's always wide open for me.
Second night in a row, Malik, too, it looks like the defensive rotations are a lot more crisp for everybody. How much of a benefit is it having guys like Dylan and Max down there as a perimeter defender to know they got your back with some rim protection?
Oh, yeah. Just knowing guys not going to go in there and especially with Dylan, he going to foul you. Not going in there with a free mind thinking they can get a layup. And Maxie been fouling a little bit too. So they learning the game, man. It's good to see them learn the game like this as quickly as they learning it too. It's hard. It's hard to pick up on this game, but it's great to you can know you can pressure the ball and have somebody have your back, man. I think you play a little bit better on the ball when you know you got somebody back there.
Malik, congratulations on the win.
Thank you,
A rare second in a row
man.
this year.
Rare.
But not only that, two good games in terms of how the team played against two tough opponents. What do you think is different in these last two games as a team?
Let me see. The ball movement, the pace we running into things, and the defensive end. We making a lot of second and third efforts on the defensive end. Where at the beginning of the year we only make one effort, and people get layups or wide open threes. So I just feel like our effort picked up way more.
Malik, after you had that stretch where where you were not playing and in the rotation, like were there things you were asked like to do to concentrate on, like aside from just the scoring, which everybody knows you can do, the playmaking, like are there things you've been asked to do or things that you've taken upon yourself to really like concentrate on and make sure you're doing to make sure that you have this opportunity and you are out there?
I knew I was gonna get another opportunity, man. So it's not really something they wanted me to do. I think it was just Doug finding his rotations and who he liked. But yeah, they didn't really tell me anything. Just be a pro, be ready, and yeah, I just try to talk to the rookies as much as possible and try to teach them all the things they messing up on or all the things I feel like they can do better at. That's what made me stay focused.
Then Malik, these kind of performances, is that just kind of indicative that you should be playing more, or like where do you stand on that at the end of the day?
Uh, I want to play 48 minutes a night, man, always. So whether I'm out there or not, man, I'm always gonna bring the energy. I'm always gonna smile, and I always teach the young guys. So it don't matter what's going on. Yeah, for sure, Brody.
Russ, obviously a good night shooting from three for you guys. What do you think of how you guys were able to generate those looks?
Just making actual. A lot of one-mores. Did a good job of getting our spacing right. I thought it generated some open threes, pushed it in transition, generated some open looks.
Russ, you guys didn't lose any quarters tonight. What does that say about kind of the way you guys started this game, came out and just kind of kept up the intensity the whole game?
Just dove in on our defense, got stops when we needed to, executed down the stretch, did a good job of playing together for 48 minutes.
Russ, as a perimeter defender, how big of a difference is it for you to have guys like Dylan and Max down there to protect the rim, to allow you to be a little more aggressive on the perimeter and not worry so much about getting beat off the dribble?
It's good. It's good. They do a good job of making sure they have our back. So.
Russ, was there any, any kind of do this for Dennis, like type of vibe tonight? Like, was there any talk about just, whether it was talk or just something kind of inside you guys that got you up for this matchup?
Whatever we talk about internally, we keep internally, and we took care of business tonight.
Picking back off that, last couple of games, Rockets, Lakers, a couple of your former teams, do you get up when you play your former teams like that, or is it just every night?
Not really. I mean, I play the same way every night, but I do enjoy beating teams that I was former at for different reasons. Tonight was different reasons. Houston was a different reason. So definitely enjoy taking care of business against them.
Russ, what are your thoughts on Malik Monk, the way he played the last two games?
Not surprising to me. Lee can hoop, can put the ball in the hole. Given opportunity, he'll produce some shape or form. If it's not scoring, generating offense, do a good job of making the best play for somebody else as well too. So I never worry about Malik one bit.
Russ, explain to me your three-point celebration. What does that mean? What is?
Yeah, I'll explain it. 2027. I'll explain it then.
Thanks, everyone.
Good evening. What you got?
Doug, tonight you guys didn't lose any of the individual quarters. Came out with that intensity. It seems like you talk a lot about and kept that up most of the game or the whole game.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that tonight?
Really good. First of all, it was on a back-to-back, so credit to the guys. Like I told them before the game that like you're gonna face adversity in life. Like adversity doesn't miss you, but for them, their willingness to continue to compete and overcome that's what it says a lot about who you are in those moments. So. Great effort. Just love the compete level. You're going to win some, whatever. But you play like that, with your heart like that, you can look at yourself in the mirror. Yeah.
Doug, back-to-back performances from Malik that were pretty impressive. Just what have you seen from him in the past two games?
Just a level of, playing to our standard, like everything about his focus, he's talented as hell, man. So defensive intensity, coverages, communicating with his teammates, everything about him has been top notch. So he deserves everything. He was a player of the game for us. But the 26 points, as I told him, fantastic. It was the 8 assists that was really impressive for me, actually, because he's, he has the capabilities to do all those things. So another great performance for him.
Yeah, Doug, the shooting numbers tonight, just 17 and 26 from 30. Like, how do you how do you work to get that as part of your offense? Because I mean, it's not enough threes still.
Yeah.
But to shoot that type of percentage is nice.
Well, most times you either touch the paint, you cause a double team. There's a way, pick and roll causes help. You spray the basketball, offensive rebound. We didn't do that as well tonight, only 6. But so, if we're getting downhill and we're making sure that we're touching the paint, collapsing, and we're spraying it out, that's usually it. Debo is the one guy that, they have to look for him and his ability to kick the ball out. And then, that one more pass on the backside, sometimes we hit it, sometimes we miss it, but those are the special things that allow you to get not only looks, but good looks. And the better the look, the more, good chance that you have to shoot a better percentage. And I thought a lot of our shot quality was very high.
Doug, Luka walks into the fourth quarter with 40. LeBron walks in with 20. Both of them score 2 points each in that fourth quarter. Can you speak to what your guys were able to do defensively to slow them down enough to win this game?
The defensive intensity, the physicality. That's one of the big things that. Our defense is improving. We can see it, the shell defense, going over it in practice, talking about it, the communication. There were some breakdowns on some of the roles and, making sure that we are, in from the 2 side and guys are giving multiple efforts on the back end of that, because once you put 2 on the basketball or you create an advantage, I mean, it's a scramble situation then. Like, there isn't a quote-unquote rotation. You just need to fly around and try to make sure that you're arriving on the catch, making them put the ball on the deck, or if it's someone who can't shoot as good, you're closing with a stick hand. That's really what I saw. Our level of physicality ramped up, and when we do that, we give ourselves a chance.
Doug, with Malik, you talked about playing to the standard and being pleased with that. Are there certain things that you've asked him to do to keep himself on the floor?
No, I mean, that's it. He's when he gets his opportunity, I think everyone's getting opportunities. So it's and when he went out, we went with Keon for a little bit. Then obviously Dennis was out, so now it was both of them. Malik was, just playing really well, so we went with him down the stretch. But his ability to, defensively, he's quick enough to move his feet, and just making sure he's really smart. So he sees what's happening. He knows what's happening. Now he just has to be fundamental in those moments. When he gets out on the break, fundamental. He gets his feet set. I always think it's going in. He has a really good chance at that. On the backside, I'd see him kind of like a defensive back. He reads that really well, playing 2. All those little things in these, last few games that he's played, you can see the attention to detail and the focus, and the results are, who we know that he is. So it doesn't surprise me at all.
Coach, just speaking on to that depth that you have from Dennis, Keon, Malik, is that necessarily a good problem to have? When you have so many guys that can come in and contribute.
It's a fantastic problem. No one likes me, but it's a fantastic problem to have, because all of a sudden you have talent. You can go in different directions, and sometimes depending on what the game presents to you, you can coach to that. But it's a logjam. We've known that from the beginning, and we try to work through it. That's the best that we can do. The biggest thing is, regardless who it is, because one of our standards is professionalism. So be professional. Cheer your teammate on. It's his turn right now. Spotlight is on him. Let's shine, and let's encourage, and let's be excited for him. That time's gonna come for you, and we expect the same out of him. So, it's a good problem to have, I would say.
At times earlier in the year, you mentioned moments of your offense hurting your defense. How much did you feel, still, I guess, turning the ball over tonight, but how much did you feel like your offensive production helped your defense tonight?
Well, only 4 turnovers in the second half, so that was a big one. Closing quarters, shot selection, target basketball, things that, you know, sometimes we'll lack from time to time. And it's not like coming from a bad place. I think guys understood what we wanted to do down the stretch. We're making sure that we were getting to it. The spacing was correct, whether it was 4 smalls or 2 bigs. The spacing was there. Guys, you know, played unselfish basketball, moved the basketball, and we made some shots. And when you do that, it obviously is a good feeling. But, yeah, it was solid.
Coach, the team has been playing really well in the last 2 games and getting 2 wins in a row. What are the keys moving forward? Use that to build a positive momentum. How do you see that happening?
Well, more than anything, for us, it's simple. We play to the standard that we set, and we go out on the floor and play with our hearts. And when we do that, we give ourselves a opportunity to put ourselves in position to, first of all, compete. And then after you compete, you find yourself in a position to win. Listen, sometimes the ball's going to fall for you. Sometimes it's going to bounce your way. But the one thing that you can control is the level of compete that you come with. And all the little things we continue to work on, you know, in the game situations, where we want the ball to go in crunch time, you know, rotations on defense, like all that stuff is we work on it. But it's the execution of all that stuff and the spirit and the joy that you play with. So you play to the right standard. Regardless if it's a win or loss, we can look at ourselves in the mirror and come and improve the next day. Appreciate y'all.